Good evening. I'm Dan,
I'm Paul.
and today we are going to take a look at the specifications of the two
Kahles.
Kahles,
Kahles if you're from Missouri.
Kahles if you're from Missouri.
Yeah.
We're not going to go over how to pronounce it because everybody's going to say
I don't
it
even know
differently.
anybody that really knows for sure. So
And if you talk to anyone, it's a different name. But we are going to go over their specifications, a little deeper dive into that. We've mentioned a little bit about them in our first introductory video when we got to handle these and get our first impressions. We have had the time to shoot them now, and so we're going to deep dive into the metrics as we get our final thoughts together. Okay? So, starting off with the specs of the K16i, laying here, excuse me, online price of $20.49. It's a little bit up there in the price range. It's definitely a mid-tier price. Second focal plane, this is the SI1 reticle. They have 3 options for each of these available. 30mm tube, 3.74 inch eye relief, a 126.9 at 1x for your field of view, and then 20.1 at max magnification. I'd like to note, we only have 4 in the 120s, if I recall.
I think it was 3 actually. One of them was like 119 or something like that.
That's right. Yeah. So we have 3 in the 120s. Both of them right here on the table.
Yep.
One more not on this table, which I think will surprise you folks when we talk about it. But
And these two are the highest of all of them.
They are the highest. And this one right here has the second highest field of view at max magnification. So just want to touch on that quickly. It comes in at 17.9 ounces, so it is a relatively light optic. Our lightest optic is 14.4 ounces.
14.9, I think. Yeah, but it's close, right?
Tomato.
It's light. That's why I bought it, because it's light.
Nice and light. I just want to touch on one thing real quick before Paul gets into the glass and eye box and eye relief. I love these caps. Integrated CR 2032 storage built into one cap on each of these. This one's got it as well. It snaps in there. You can tap it right out. I think that's fantastic. And I'll let him talk a little bit about the illumination, which is also a really cool feature. One last final note about these optics. There's a few European-made optics in our review. The throw is reverse. So it is basically, I would say, left-handed.
Yeah, it's
right?
counterclockwise as compared to clockwise to increase your magnification.
Yeah.
So if you got multiple scopes, it gets a little confusing sometimes if you're in a hurry. But so and with that, we'll talk about the illumination. One thing with both of these, and probably won't touch on it with the 18. The illumination is on a rheostat. It's not notched. That makes adjusting it really nice.
Really nice. It's really nice because you can
really fine-tune.
It's not notched, right?
Yeah.
You can, if you want it just a tad, it's overcast. You want it just to tone it back a little bit. You have not an infinite adjustability, but a really nice ability to fine tune that dot to what you want, and that I really like.
Right. So that said, the 16, it is daylight bright, but it is not nuclear bright. And what I mean by that is it's going to kind of depend on your conditions. You can always see that it's red, but it doesn't really catch your eye like we want to see on 1X like a red dot would. That's kind of been our baseline for comparison. Not terrible, but there again, if you're out in the desert in Arizona, you may have a hard time even picking it up at all. Okay, so eye relief. What was the number you had on the 16 again?
The eye relief on the 16 is 3.74 inches.
Okay, so in that, we're also measuring how much back and forth room you have on that. So you have 1.5 inches on this one to where you have a perfect image yet with no scope shadow. And then you've got 4 inches to where it's unusable, right? So that kind of translates into the eye box as well. The eye box is one of the better ones that we have. It's not tight. You can get in all kinds of weird positions and not lose it to scope shadow on it. If you're shooting out of position, that's rather important. Mm-hmm. The glass on this thing it's European glass. It's fantastic. It's real bright. We did some low light testing with it. We did correct those images to where the image through the scope looks like it would look in real life. When you use your camera, it brightens it up a bunch, and it wasn't accurate at all. So We actually, while we were doing these, we went through and edited, held the camera up and edited the exposure. I got tongue tied on edited there. We edited the exposure to where it looked like what we were seeing with our eyeball. So just to give you guys a more realistic idea of what you're looking at.
As best we could. And
yeah,
shout out to the MTS community. Someone made the suggestion on how we could try to capture them a little bit better. So thank you for sharing that.
For sure. I remember that.
It didn't work out quite the way we wanted it to. Yeah. It got us a little bit closer, but we want to give the most realistic impression that we can to you folks. So in the images and such that you'll see attached to this video and blended into the video, you'll see, those pictures.
Yeah. And there is, even with this really good glass, there is some fish bowling up close, which, isn't, you see it up close, but then when you're out like 10 yards or so, where you're realistically going to be shooting, past that, the fish bowling, you don't see it and it doesn't really affect anything. But there are some scopes with some flatter images. I took some pictures to kind of illustrate that as well.
So would you say out of the 14 though, my observation, these you have to look for it. Is that fair?
Well, it's not terrible, but it is there, and you really notice it when you start taking pictures through a scope, right? Because you'll see in the picture there's one of my toolboxes behind it, so it's got nice flat edges, and you can see it kind of bow like that.
Okay.
Like I said, though, it doesn't affect actual usage in shooting, downrange, but it is a quality of the glass that we can measure. So I wanted to make sure we included that. And that is it on that one, I believe, right?
That's right.
Okay.
So we're going to jump to the K18i, its big brother, 128 by 24, all right? $25.49, so $500 more. Second focal plane. This one has the 3GR. We are missing one reticle. We don't have 3 here today. We don't remember. I think it's an SL or
SG something. Maybe I don't know. I don't know for sure. But
we'll make a notation of it for you.
These
folks.
are the two most popular reticles,
yes.
Probably with the 3GR being the most popular.
It's a 30 millimeter tube. Okay, 3.74 inches as well on the eye relief. We jump up to our highest 127.5 for the field of view at 1x, and then 15.9 at max magnification. Okay, and then it comes in at 19.57 ounces. Now you'll see in some of our other videos, this 1 to 8, it's pretty light. For what it is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which is one thing that Kahles is known for is lightweight. So daylight bright, kind of like the K16. It is, but it isn't. The reticle lends itself to being daylight bright a little bit better because it's only illuminating 2 dots that are stacked on top of each other, kind of like that, which kind of gave us some problems that we'll talk about in a later video. Nothing you can't train through though. But there again, really bright day, it might wash out. You might not see it. It's not nuclear bright. We're going to use that term too. Every one of these videos because there's bright and there's usable and then there's holy crap and nuclear bright is holy crap, right?
Yeah.
So to the eye relief, the number on that one, Dan, was 3 point something?
Yeah, 3.74, same as the 16i.
Okay, so the usable eye relief on this is a little tighter than the 16. I measured about an inch before you lose your perfect image with no scope shadow, and I measured about 3.6 inches before the scope shadow overtakes it when you're out of position, or not out of position in this test, but too far forward, too far back, to where it's unusable. The eye box on this thing is fantastic, like it is on the 16. Really get your head out of whack before it's unusable, and that's important if you're doing out of position shooting and stuff like that. So, and the glass, like I said about the 16i, the glass is fantastic.
Fantastic.
It's got some fish bowling too, but most of them do. It's nice and bright at night, and low light stuff. No problems with the glass with the edges or anything like that, which is what you'd expect for that price range.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we had some fun with these, and we look forward to sharing the results here in the near future. So, do you have anything else to add to this one, Paul?
I don't believe so.
No?
Unless I missed something. Call if I missed it.
No, we got through everything that we wanted. So,
Right.
thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share if you can for us, please. And we hope this helps you with the Kahles
Kahles.
optics if you're trying to make a decision between the two. Have a good one, guys.
All right, thanks, guys.
Hey guys, just want to thank the community and everyone that sent these optics out to us and made this possible. We started with 5, blossomed into a test of 14. So thank you so much. Please make sure, as we're beginning to grow this channel here, please like, subscribe, share. Make sure you tell your friends, family, and foes to watch these videos.
Please.
Please.
That would be very nice of you. You know, it takes a lot of work to do this stuff. We're all new at it. We hope you're enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
We're having fun with it. So, just
We're putting in a lot of hours.
Hit that subscribe button. You know, the comment section is actually really nice because I reply to everybody that posts.
Yeah, there's a reply all the time. I don't reply at all because by the time I get in there, Paul's already done it.
I try to stay involved.
Yeah, which is cool.
These are our people.
We want our comments to be lit, but
Yeah,
we'll get there.
and we'll never censor what you put in there, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that how that shtick goes?
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
yeah. All right. Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.